to explain what we've seen. Now we are looking at the scapula, and we know that scapula is known as shoulder blade. And we have to understand that it is a flat bone, and therefore to undergo intramembranous ossification. And we look at that one. Let's just take another sketch of the bone. So this is our scapula, scapula, and we know that it has what we call a medial border, a lateral border, and a superior border. We're also seeing that to transition from the medial border to the lateral border, there is the inferior angle. Likewise, from the medial border to the superior border, there is the superior angle. And we know this spine, this is the posterior view. Therefore, this spine is dividing the posterior surface of the scapula into what we call supraspinous fossa and a larger infraspinous fossa. We also see that the spine projects upwards and becomes the topmost process, known as what we call acromion or acromial process. We've seen that the acromial process is providing, superior aspects of the acromial process, as well as portion of the spine, is providing attachment from what we call the trapezius muscle. The trapezius muscle. And below it, there is a tubercle known as deltoid tubercle. Now, this deltoid tubercle provides insertions for the middle fibers of the trapezius muscle. Now, the inferior process to the acromial process is what we call coracoid. It's shaped like the beak of a crow. Coracoid process. Now, this coracoid process provides attachment for three muscles. Two are for origins, and it provides origin for what we call coracoid brachialis, and the short head of biceps brachii muscle. Again, it also provides attachment, point of insertion for what we call the pectoralis minor muscle. Now, we've already seen that there is what we call the glenoid cavity, which in it we have what we call glenoid labrum, so that the head of the humerus will articulate, forming what we call glenohumeral joint. Now, on top of this glenoid cavity is what we call supraglenoid tubercle. And below it is what we call infraglenoid tubercle. I've seen that the supraglenoid tubercle will provide attachment to or origin to what we call the long head of biceps brachii muscle. And then the infraglenoid tubercle will provide attachment to what we call the long head of triceps brachii muscle. Now, one thing that is very clear is that we know the spine is divided into two. Therefore, on top of the spine, we have a fossa, supraspinous fossa, where we have the muscle known as supraspinatus muscle. And below it, there's a larger area providing attachment to what we call infraspinatus muscle. Now, we saw that there was a notch here, and this notch, in the living, there is a ligament, transverse scapular ligament, or suprascapular ligament, which gets ossified, providing, please, our accommodating the suprascapular nerve, and above this ossified ligament, we have what we call suprascapular artery. Now, one thing that we have to also know is that the medial border, this is the posterior view, the posterior aspect of the medial border has some muscle attachment points, and these are, now the superior angle provides attachment to what we call omohyoid muscle. Now below the superior angle, but below the root of the spine, that one provides attachment to what we call levator scapulae muscle. Levator scapulae muscle. Now, at the root of the spine, this one provides attachment to what we call rhomboideus minor muscle, and majority below the root of the spine, but above the inferior angle, there is attachment to what we call rhomboideus major muscle. While the inferior angle provides, some of the fibers of latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi muscle has insertion at the inferior angle. Now, for the medial lateral border, there are, two major muscles which we will talk about. We talk about what we call teres, small, teres minor muscle inserted, and then below it, most of it will be occupied by teres major muscle. Now, the anterior aspect of the medial border provides attachment to a very large muscle, and that large muscle is known as serratus anterior muscle. Now, we've already talked about the suprascapular artery, suprascapular nerve. Now, both of them will become content of what we call glenoidal-humeral notch, so that they come and give supply to the infraspinatus muscle. So that's the end, and we'll look at the ossification.